I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you second question from my subscriber Raymond. The question here is prove that if m and n are integers and mn is even, then m is even or n is even. So Raymond, thanks a lot for excellent questions. I'll try to provide the solution and I hope that helps. Okay. We'll prove this by contradiction, right? So I'm going to prove this by contradiction. That makes it simpler. Let's try to understand the question. We are saying that m and n are integers and their product is even. So what is given is m and n belongs to integers and m times n, their product is even, right? That is given to us. And what we need to prove? We need to prove that either m is even or n is even, right? At least one of them is even. So that is what we need to prove. Now when I try to prove by contradiction, then what we do really is that we take an assumption. So our assumption is, so we'll actually make three assumptions here. First assumption for us is that m product n is even. Is it okay? So if I say product of m and n is even, we are trying to say that m times n is 2 times some other integer, let's say k, right? That's what we're trying to say. Now when we try to prove by contradiction, we start with something which is not what we want. We want to prove that either m is even or n is even. So what we are saying is, let m and n be odd, correct? We say let them be odd, not even, right? So we'll start from here, and if we prove that the assumptions are wrong, then we have proven what we want to prove, correct? So that is the strategy, okay? So let m and n be odd. What does that mean? It really means that m should be equals to, let's say, 2 times some integer, let's say p plus 1. That makes it odd. Similarly, n should be equals to 2 times, let's say, q plus 1. So that is the meaning of m and n being odd numbers. I hope it's absolutely clear till now. Okay. Now let's see what happens when we multiply m and n. So if I do product of m and n, I basically can multiply 2p plus 1 times 2q plus 1, right? Because m is odd, it could be written like this, twice any integer plus 1, right? If you expand it, 2p 2q gives you 4pq, 2p plus 1 gives you plus 2p. When you multiply by 1, this is applying distributive property, we get, 2q, and 1 times 1 is 1. Now clearly what you see here is all these numbers have 2 in common, so these are even. I could write this as 2 times, let me write this as 2 pq plus p plus q, right? Plus 1. Now twice anything plus 1 makes it odd, right? So that means the product is odd. We started with an assumption that it has to be even. Is it okay? But what we found is, if we assume m and n to be odd, not even, then their product is odd. So that contradicts. M and n to be even, correct? And by contradiction we can prove, therefore, from contradiction, we can prove that either m is even or n is even, correct? So that is how you could actually prove it. I'm Anil Kumar. Feel free to post your comments, share my videos, and keep posting excellent questions like this. And I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.